Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I get to welcome you to a magnificent Monday. I'm really excited for my guest who's in the building. We got a celebrity barber in the house, y'all. Juice Fades is with us in the Black Media Matters studio. And I tell you, I'm really excited to dive in with him. He has been a competition winner for 3 years straight in a row at Reign of Style. And y'all know, y'all heard me talking about that in March. So I'm so glad that I'm able to get him right here to share his journey with us and how he stayed on top of his game, right? So I'm really excited he's here. But of course, it's the top of the show, so I'm always excited that you're here as well, folks. This is where you have the greatest opportunity to contribute to the Day with Trae by sharing this show. However you're watching it right now or listening, we ask that you share the show with others who could benefit from our daily dose of dopeness we give you here on the Day with Trae. Of course, if you are not watching us, like I just said, you can always listen to us as well. We're available anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and the Day with Trae, and you will find us there. Shout out to our listeners. We appreciate y'all for listening in when you cannot watch, and that's all gravy. Now, before I get into it with Juice Fades, okay, let me just say, y'all know that I've been talking about family, I've been talking about community, but I want to talk a bit about that self-care. Now, as I get older, it's so true. Some of those lessons that I heard from my grandmother and my elders in my life about the body changing is real. And here I am last week trying to do something, and I looked up, y'all, and my neck just went like, now, I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but it has been a real interesting opportunity for me, okay? Because I am a side sleeper, y'all. So I'm not doing my neck any justice. Every day, I'm like, if I just take a nap, or maybe if I just go to sleep early, I'll be able to readjust my neck, but I wake up to no avail. So I want to talk about that self-care, right? Because when you find yourself in a bind with your body, things are changing, just feel free to take that time and rest, relaxation, go to a spa, go to a sauna, right? Like, you get a massage, do something, even if it's like a pedicure, just some way to give yourself some time. And it's something I'm trying to learn, y'all, honestly, because I am so busy that people are always telling me this. So I thought I would share this with y'all, because maybe I'm not the only one who's a busybody always doing something, right? But as we get older, and even as you're younger, start working it into your, everyday routine, or at least a couple of times a month, right? What are that little moment for yourself? What is that day or two in the month for yourself? Find those times to really focus on some self-care, y'all, because it is necessary out here, seriously. And trust me, I am taking this lesson in myself. So I wanted to share that with y'all. Now, up next, after this short break, we got somebody who helps a lot of people with their self-care and look real good when they get out of his chair. We got Juice Fades coming up, and we're going to be talking all things celebrity barbering. Y'all don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
This May, Seattle Opera presents Carmen. Iconic melodies make Carmen irresistible. Don't miss Carmen, May 2nd through 17th at McCaw Hall. Details at seattleopera.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now, we got Juice Fades in the building. What up?
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm so glad you were able to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here. Honestly, nervous, but yeah. be here.
Well, look, we're going to get right into it. So when we think of, I always ask folks about their backstory because there's always something that was like at some moment it clicked for you. Like maybe I should go in to start cutting hair, or man, I like this so much. Let me make this my career. Tell us of those beginnings for you.
So I definitely didn't start off as a barber. I moved here in 2017 from Texas. I think I wasn't a barber. My first job was warehouse, working in the warehouse, driving forklifts and stuff. I did that for like a year, but I just really didn't want to work for anybody. I just had the urge to do something for myself, Mm-hmm. And it was actually my cousin who kind of got me into it. Nothing to do with barbering or nothing, but I just remember one day she just pulled up in a new car, and I didn't have a car. I had just moved here. So I was trying to figure out, like how'd you get the car? You know what I'm saying? And she was just telling me she went to school, she got student loan money and stuff like this and all of that. So I was like, man, I need to go to school too. I didn't know I was gonna go for barbering, but I just at the moment was trying to get a car. But I ended up in barber school, and yeah, this is where I am now. Honestly, yeah, about 8 years later.
That's interesting. So you were like a whole nother thing. You were trying to just figure out, okay, how do I get my hands on that money?
Yeah, it wasn't even about the money. I just wanted to get a car so I could get around, because coming from Texas, I mean, we don't really have public transportation like we do here. Mm-hmm. So it was different. I didn't know anything about getting on the bus and, all of that different stuff. So I was like, I need a car, I need to get around. But I ended up going to barber school. I didn't get the car, but I got a career out of it. So.
Wow, got the skills.
Yeah.
And so, in barber school, you probably learn a bit about, okay, how you get the technique down. But then there's something extra to the technique because you create your own sense of enjoyment and pleasure out of this. Tell us a bit about how that grew for you. Like once you were done with school and you really got your first barber chair, what was it like to really start cutting folks up and realizing that it was such a joy for you?
I actually realized that in school. We had different people come that were already barbers, like as an influence or just to talk to us and stuff like that. And there was a few that actually got my attention at the time, and they were into competitions and stuff, and I didn't even know that there were competitions in barbering. I thought it was just somebody come in, get their hair cut, and that's it. I didn't know it was a lot extra into it. I didn't know I could possibly end up cutting celebrities or winning trophies for it. I never won no trophy in my life besides barbering, so it was everything was different. I got the inspiration there, and that's when I decided that I do want to be a celebrity barber one day. I decided that in school that I wanted to do that, and that's the kind of route that I was just trying to take the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's something to it too, right? I mean, because you're cutting, you work at a barbershop, you're cutting hair. Tell us about that transition then. What does it mean to be a celebrity barber?
That's a good question. I feel like it's a little more than just cutting celebrities. I think it's the way you want to carry yourself, the way you want to be seen as a barber. A lot of my clients that aren't celebrities are my celebrities, so without them, I wouldn't have even made it to the celebrity in the first place. So that's really where my inspiration comes from, being able to put a smile on somebody's face, honestly. And figuring out my style of cutting, I think that just has to do with growing up in Texas, how I feel like my style is a lot Texas related, cutting hair. So I think that's really where I got my inspiration from, watching different people on Instagram and different reels and stuff like that, trying to follow the bigger names, you know what I'm saying? But that's mainly where that inspiration kind of came from, to be a celebrity barber or to call myself that. Because I was calling myself that before I was even a celebrity barber, honestly. I had it on my bio, celebrity barber. I ain't never cut no celebrity before, but it ended up happening. I feel like I manifested it, honestly.
You claimed it.
I did. I claimed it in school. Like, I used to tell all the students, I'm going to be a celebrity barber. I'm trying to go this route, you know. You could tell everybody, because they're probably thinking the same thing too, but, you know. I actually put the work in for it, you know. I was everywhere. I would hop on the bus. When I did figure out the bus thing, I have like a big case, this big, huge case full of clippers and all this stuff, and I would come out here and cut people for like $20 from Tacoma, you know, just to try to get some repetition in, honestly, just to say I did cut today. I'm still kind of like that. I feel like I need to cut every day, you know. It's just a love for it.
So at some point, you're cutting folks' hair, and someone was able to recognize you, or there was a connection that let you. Then maybe somebody had word of mouth or something like that. That then a celebrity finally said, "Hold on, let me give this guy a shot."
Yeah, it was Nate Jackson that came in. I didn't know who he was, honestly, at first. He wasn't as big as he is now, though. But he was still kind of big. But I didn't know who he was. And when he came in, and I had an appointment. I was cutting. I had another guy sitting down, and he was really trying to get a haircut. And he was like, you know, they told me to come to you. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I told you I'm booked up, you know. And then he showed me his Instagram, and that's when I was like, oh, snap, this is my opportunity right here. Let me go ahead and do it. So I think I ended up telling my other client, yo, I'm going to have to get you in a minute. I'm going to get him first real quick. And after that, you know, the rest is kind of history. I started cutting him a lot more and ended up cutting a few more comedians throughout my career. And, yeah, that's pretty much how I got started. It started with Nate.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because he's such a hometown hero, right? I
He
mean,
is,
come on.
yeah.
Like,
He
Tacoma,
really
like,
is.
oh,
He
man.
really is. And then when I realized who he was, I'm like, man, you just out here like this? You know what I'm saying? Tacoma
He's a real
don't-
one.
Yeah, he is. Tacoma don't really have a good name like that. You know, he's just really out here like that. That's what's up.
Yeah. I love that, man.
Yeah.
First off, you claimed it. You named it before it was even a thing.
I did.
You knew what you wanted, so you went after it.
Mm-hmm.
You sought it, and then you took that opportunity. Whoever's told him to come to you, that was the blessing right there, because then you
Yeah.
had that opportunity and you seized it. Well,
Shout out to whoever that was. I don't know who that was, but thank
see,
you.
that's all love. but now you are a 3-time competition winner for Reign of Style. I got to watch you this year. I must have saw you last year too, but I'm telling you, this year I watched the level of detail that you were able to do in the time frame. Like, everybody gets the same amount of time. Tell us how you go into something like that. Do you have an idea of, like, I'm gonna probably do this and that? Tell us a little bit about that process.
Interesting. I do have an idea. I'm gonna have to take it back a little bit though, because before Reign of Style, I wasn't winning competitions. I think my first competition I ever won, it was like my third one I done, and it was like third place. And then I remember there was another one that somebody that I know that was throwing it, so I asked him to be a judge at it, so I can actually know what it is that, you know, people are looking for. And he let me do it. So that's when I really found out, after judging everybody's haircuts and everything, and looking at the creativity, the lines, you know what I'm saying, just the whole finish of the cut. It put me in a different mind frame in competing. So now I went into it. Reign of Style was the first place. I think I won first place. It might have been the second time I won first place. But I just started to pick kind of more retro haircuts, more updos. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people in the competitions, it's a lot of the same thing, you know, from what I see. So I try to go differently. I try to do something from back then and make it more modern, you know what I'm saying? And I honestly don't even be practicing these haircuts when I do it. I like the pressure. So that's what makes me do those type of haircuts, just the pressure. All these cameras around, all the people. It's like, I got to do it right, you know? So that's kind of where it comes from. I just pick something I've never done before and try it at the battle.
Oh my goodness.
It's worked 3 times.
It's worked 3 times. Well, how does it work to get the right model? Because that's also got to be a
That's
part of
big,
this,
too.
right? Like,
Yeah.
tell us a bit about
That is
how
big.
you get the right person every time to do this kind of like, I'm about to do something different right now
Yeah.
type of vibe. How does that work?
First off, you got to offer them a free cut.
Yeah.
That's mandatory. I try to find somebody that I don't have trouble with. These are my clients that I'm using. I try to find somebody that I really don't have too much trouble with when I'm cutting them. It doesn't take that long, and it looks good, like, without me having to use enhancement stuff. If your cut looks good, like, without me having to do extra stuff, I'm probably going to want to use you for the battle, you know. And my thing is, I think my specialty might be like afro, shaping up stuff, freehanding, stuff like that. Not really designs, but just I can shape the hair into what I want it to. So I try to find somebody with coarse hair. You know, I like to stick to my black people when I'm doing it. And yeah, as long as I can, if I can do it in 30 minutes, you know, I'm pretty sure I can figure something else out real quick.
Wow.
And yeah, I try it like that.
And you're winning like that. That's the thing. You're trying and you're winning like that. What I love is that, you know, you can tell it's a wide variety of level of skill, years in the business, whatever, that hit these competitions. But it's great to see everybody is on their game. Like everybody is trying to do the right thing and get noticed, right? So I love that you took your experience as a judge and then realized like, okay, here are some things that I can bring to my other side of competition style. So how has it been for you? Because shout out to Aisha, like she's fired.
She's amazing.
Putting this
She's
on.
amazing.
You know, being in a part of that community, right? You're talking about cutting hair in Tacoma, like there is a full-fledged community space that barbershops always have been. They've always been that place for brothers to connect, men to, you know, gather. Tell us a bit about how it's been to be a part of that community out there.
I actually feel blessed. I feel like I'm a part of something, you know, rather than just, because before this barbering, I wasn't like this person that I am now. You know, it actually helped me grow, to be around all these different type of people and to put smiles and everything on their faces, to be a therapist. Barber is not just barbering. it's a lot more into it. It's actually therapy, you know what I'm saying? It's trying to not really trying, but like I remember these people's conversations when they come back in, you know, and you want to talk about that again, you know what I'm saying? And it actually helps. It feels like a therapy session. I can tell, you know, people get up feeling better, not only from the cut, but from the conversation, you know, and that's just building that bond, you know, that's been amazing. It's been a blessing for real. Like my whole life has changed from barbering, just putting clippers in my hand. My whole life has changed.
Wow. It's such a beautiful, inspiring story too, Juice. I really appreciate you sharing it because the truth of the matter is I saw an article recently that talked about black men they make the most money as a barber. It was and I don't remember the actual statistic, but it was something that was like very prominent in terms of that being one of the leading professions of black men, and just how, like, you know, because in terms of entrepreneurship, like people creating businesses through their barbering, the fact that people are making good money when they have a solid clientele, like you're making good money. And it's interesting because I don't think it's shined a light on that way in terms of the business side of everything. How has it been for you to kind of build that clientele and really live well off of barbering?
Yeah, I didn't know I could live this well off of barbering. Honestly, I you know, coming from the South, especially from the time that I grew up, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the barbers back then, they had 2 jobs. You know, they had barbering, and then they had something else that they were actually getting a check from, and that's how they were, you know, living. So I didn't know that I could possibly make as much as I've been making lately. I support my family like this, and it's amazing that I can support my family just from barbering. It's been a blessing to do this for real, like. And to love it, you know, to actually love what I do. I don't wake up like, dang, I gotta go to work, you know, all this and that. I want to go to work. I don't like to take days off. My wife wants me to take days off, but I don't like to. But it's been amazing to be able to do this, to be able to actually build a solid clientele, because it didn't start like this. It was definitely, in the beginning, like maybe 4 people out the week. And that's not enough, but I had good support behind me at the time to be able to continue doing whatever I'm doing. And these past, I would say, 3 years have been amazing.
Wow.
Honestly, yeah.
Wow. You've been putting in the work. You're getting, recognized and highlighted in competitions. But you're staying true to the craft. And it's clear that you have found your purpose, found your path. I'm so excited that you were able to come and shed some light on your world.
Yeah.
Juice Fades in the building. Of course, people are going to want to know how they get in contact with you, how maybe they become a client, or where you're at. I want to make sure people know how to follow your journey.
Yeah.
Look right there. Let them know.
So I'm Juice Fades. I'm mainly on Instagram. You can follow me at Juice Fades. I book from Booksy. There's a Book Now link on the thing too, but my number's on there. You could call me. I'll come to you, whatever you want. Wow. I'm all over the place.
Juice
every day.
Man, thank you so much. It's an honor.
I appreciate you.
Hey, anytime y'all got something going on out there in Tacoma, you let me know, man. The Day with Trae is here for y'all.
Yeah, we kind of do. I don't know. Can I say one more thing?
Of course.
I'm nominated this year again. This is my 3rd time being nominated for Barber of the Year main award. And if y'all can go on Rain of Style, Instagram, there's a link there. You can book for me. You can vote for me, Juice Fades. I'm definitely trying to win this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, the competition continues, y'all.
It does continue. It never stops.
Thank you for letting us know that before we end today. Anytime you have updates or anything you want to share, just know the Day with Trae is here. This is what this show is all about. It's uplifting our Black brilliance in the Pacific Northwest and beyond. So thank you so much for being with me today. Too. Yeah, thank you. Wow, y'all. I'm already inspired. I hope y'all are too. I hope you're feeling it across the screen. I'm going to wrap it all up right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae. Discover the raw, essential story of Northwest modernism through the Seattle Art Museum's Beyond Mysticism. This exhibition features over 150 pieces celebrating the region's natural beauty and urban life. Get your tickets today at seattleartmuseum.org. We'll see you there.
This May, Seattle Opera presents the return of Bizet's celebrated classic, Carmen. A mesmerizing story of obsession, dazzling sets, elaborate costumes, and iconic melodies make Carmen irresistible. Don't miss Carmen, May 2nd through 17th at McCaw Hall. Details at seattleopera.org.
Welcome back, y'all, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Huge shout out to Juice Fades, my guest today, sharing his journey, sharing his passion for barbering, and of course, the competitions he's won, the celebrities he's been cutting. Look, he claimed it, y'all. And this is exactly why I love uplifting these kinds of inspiring stories, because we all have that background story, right? To get us to wherever we are today. Or if you find that you're in the beginning phase, it's like, man, I need to do that. I need to write it down. I need to claim it. I need to make sure it's mine. Do that. But the story he just told is a great example of exactly how you do that, right? You have a vision for your life. You go out and you make it real. You make it happen. And the beautiful thing is when you align with that divine purpose, I promise you, it's almost like all of the doors start to open and you're like, whoa, I didn't realize, right? I didn't realize. So I'm so grateful that Juice Fades was here to share his inspiring story today. I want y'all to be inspired, because whatever that dream is, that goal, that vision, you can make it happen too by making sure you're empowering it, energizing it, and going after it. So be inspired as well, because you deserve to be a part of the solution in whatever way it works for you. So glad y'all could join me today. I'll be back with you later in the week. Until then, peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.